Welcome to the City Show. I'm your host, Dr. Tom Krieger. On this week, we're going to preview the Lebanon Alumni Association's Warrior 5K, which helps to raise scholarship funds for Lebanon high school graduates. By now, you've heard of Lucky 1-11, the poodles that were turned into the Humane Society's animal shelter to help find a new home for them. That's quite a story. Joanne Hurley will be here to bring us up to date on the progress to find them all new homes. Up first, we're going to talk with Tom Davidson. Tom is the president of the Lebanon Food Pantry, he's here to explain their mission and how that goes in Lebanon. What a great ministry. You've been involved, Tom, with this group for how many years now?
11 and a half years now.
My
Tom.
goodness, yeah.
I was treasurer for 8 years and been president for 3.5 years.
How in the world did you get involved with this?
That's a good question. As a matter of fact, one of the trustees, when I came to town, that the church that we go to, he was a trustee at that church. He was retiring. He asked me to take his position for a few weeks. Well, a few weeks turned into 11 and a half years.
That's how it usually works. Huh?
So that's generally what that type of thing. And I just retired. So.
Okay. Now you're an engineer, so you're well suited because you guys are wired a little bit differently. You look for the problems and the solutions at the same time.
Yeah, we like to be organized.
Well, and I imagine that's a good fit because there's probably a need for organization and a lot of different challenges come out, and you guys serve quite a few different people. How many people actually get served? How many clients do you have?
We have about 425 clients.
Wow.
And that's what's on the books that we've had in the past. We're operating at about 375 now on an annual basis.
Oh my.
Now those folks can come in once a month and get a 1-month supply of food. We also have available to us, since we're in both state and federal programs, to have what they call emergency food available. For instance, if I get someone that comes in town and they're transit or they're homeless, I will serve them one time once a month.
Okay.
And we get quite a few of those, especially in the summertime.
How do you figure out if they're really in that situation?
You really know.
Okay.
That we're very regulated what we can ask and what we can't.
Yeah.
Okay, because of the federal guidelines. So we would rather err on the side of helping.
Yeah,
helping the needy.
That's a good heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is this a government funded organization, or is this a nonprofit?
It's a nonprofit. It was actually established in September of 1985. It was actually put together by 3 or 4 churches in town. They had gotten together, and they had been talking to the city for a number of years about doing a pantry in the old Academy building.
Yeah.
Well, the Academy building was kind of run down at that time, so they got some people together. I think Russell Horn was one, and there was a guy by the name of Miller that was on council. He got involved, and they brought the building up to spec. In the meantime, we also accumulated about 13 churches that was going to support us.
Wow.
So United Way gave us some original funding dollars to get that thing off base. We are incorporated, so we filed for tax-exempt status as a 501c3 nonprofit, and within 30 days we had the certification.
Wow.
So we were up and running. And at that time, in those years, you have to realize a typical client day would be 8 or 10 people.
Yeah.
Now a typical client day could be 50 people, or what we call clients.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine you probably have some good stories as far as just being a blessing for families.
There is. There's a lot of satisfaction in this. I get a great deal of satisfaction from the children that come in.
Wow.
And
now, do you have employees or volunteers over there?
It's all volunteer. We have never had an employee since the beginning. And I think the people of Lebanon, because of the way they support us, they realize that. The pantry has grown to a point now, and there is language in our bylaws that we had to file with the state that a coordinator probably needs to be put on in the next year or two.
Okay.
And we may very well do that. That would be our first employee.
Okay.
And I think we're coming to that point.
Yeah.
We do have an executive board. that actually runs the pantry.
Yeah.
And then we have 14 trustees, one trustee from each church in town.
Wow.
So our pantry is set up so differently than most pantries.
Yeah.
Most pantries are not set up on a religious basis.
Yeah.
We are, and we're very sensitive to that.
Now, with that said, the framework of that doesn't require that the people coming have to be
no, not at all. Not at all.
It's just a belief
not
system,
at all. And since we receive some state and federal foods, we have to be very careful about the religious aspect of that. I can put a religious something out on the table, what we call a free table. They can pick up.
Okay.
But I can't promote any type of religion.
And you said there's 14 churches?
14 churches now.
That participate. That's that's so neat, seeing them come together as community.
Right.
Because it seems like a lot of times it's not like that. They all have their walls up. Lebanon's just so unique.
It is very different.
You're not from here originally.
No, I'm not. I can't say that.
Here. Have you fallen in love with our town too, like everyone else does?
I like Lebanon.
Yeah.
It's a small town. I'm from a little bigger town, but it's kind of a laid-back situation here in town. And some of the people are very open. You can't get a volunteer until you ask.
Yeah, yeah.
You need to ask. And so there's quite a bit of training involved too, because we're very sensitive about the quality of food we put out. Yeah. I have pretty much changed the pantry in the last few years to try to have more fruits and vegetables instead of the carbohydrates that had been promoted for so many years.
Well, that's the food industry in America, and that's why we have so many health problems. So the fact that you're looking at how do we put healthier things out there,
right?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What drove you to do that? Because the other way would be easier.
Well, the other way is easier, and more of that food is available, no charge to us.
Yeah.
But I would rather see a can of peaches go out, or a can of mixed vegetable, than I would. I hate to say SpaghettiOs or something like that.
Yeah. Now you get some extra help too for some big companies out there. You mentioned, I think Walmart gives.
Walmart furnishes us surplus food 3 times a week.
Wow.
We pick it up, and they've been very generous. They give us meat, and fresh produce, and baked goods, and that type of thing. Everything surplus to them that is near their expiration date.
Now that's got to be huge as far as the volume.
Yeah. Last year, Walmart contributed about 34,000 pounds of food to us.
My goodness. Now, how often can a client utilize the pantry?
Once a month.
Okay.
Once a month.
And what days?
We're open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to noon. We're open Wednesday evening from 6 to 8. And actually, the highest number of clients that come in is Wednesday evenings.
Okay.
So
nothing on Saturday.
Nothing on Saturday.
Okay. Seems like most of these other pantries operate on the weekends.
Many of them do, and many of them. There's about 5 major pantries in Warren County, and ourselves and Franklin has a quite large pantry. We're about the same size.
Well, there's a little picture of what's going on there.
That's some of the volunteers.
So people come in and they pretty much get their whole month supply.
Yeah, they do. They tell us how many's in their family units.
Okay.
We will load up a grocery cart for the food.
Yeah.
They don't actually have to do it themselves.
Okay.
They take the cart out to the parking lot, they empty it, and then bring the cart back. So we have a rotating schedule for that.
And where is the building located?
The building is located at 190 New Street, which in Lebanon is right next to the post office.
Fantastic.
So it's been there for many, many years.
So with all the help that you're getting, do you need extra help from the public? Are there certain items that are more challenging?
The personal care items, the toothbrushes, the toothpaste, the hand soap, the laundry soap, detergent, I felt, and some of the other board members felt, that it was important the clients get those as personal hygiene items.
Okay.
So we try to do that. We have to purchase that on the retail level. We don't have a real clear source for that. And so we're always asking our supporting churches and agencies to donate that.
Okay.
And they do. They donate not only food, but the personal care items.
Okay.
That's very important for us. When I see children come in, and I think personal hygiene is in a high priority at our pantry.
So someone in the public, if they wanted to get their kids involved, maybe going to another store and picking up those specific items and bringing them down.
I had a situation last week where Audubon, and they have about 1,000 residents out there, they done a food drive for us. And instead of asking for food, I asked for personal care items. And I got over 1,000 pounds of that type of material that came in from the residents out at Audubon.
So is this an ongoing process that you have to ask for help, or do people continue to come back?
Well, they do, and we have different people that do food drives for us. The school district is very good about doing an annual drive. The post office does an annual drive. Audubon does an annual drive. And some of the other agencies around Warren County do annual drives for us.
Okay, and that's where they get some cash. How about people coming in? Can they donate cash, and is that donation
they do that.
tax deductible since you're
that
set
is
up that
deductible.
way?
Everything that you give to our nonprofit is deductible. So we have quite a bit of that, Tom. Just people that come in will give you, sometimes they give you $5, and sometimes they give you $5,000.
And again, the times that people can come by
from
and help
9
and
to
donate?
noon. From 9 to noon. Oh, they can donate anytime we're open.
Okay.
Because you have to realize the building is locked when we're not there.
Okay.
One thing I don't know you might want to be aware of, we're not the only occupant in that building. The building is owned by the city. There's also Lebanon Community Service, which is there, which has a lot of service contracts available to the people, the SNAP program. Also, the Free Store clothing store is there. They've been open for 26 years there. And then in addition to that, Toys for Christmas is upstairs.
Wow.
So we have 4 agencies in that same building. Of course, we're being the largest, but there is 4 different agencies.
Are they open at the same time?
Same time.
So when people can come and get their food, they can go and
they can
get
the
some
clothes
too? Wow, that's
They can look into the agencies, what's available.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a one-stop.
Yeah. That's brilliant to do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people don't have to travel.
Right.
Because I imagine transportation for some folks is got to be challenging too.
It is. The Warren County Transit helps along those lines, but most people believe they do have transportation.
Yeah. So you've been doing this for 10 years?
11 and a half years
11
now.
years. Yeah. And that's got to be really fulfilling because you're not.
It is.
You're not doing this for the salary.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. And is this something you see yourself doing for a while, as long as God allows you to do it?
No, I think I'll be probably moving on to something else here in a couple of years.
Allowing someone else to step in?
Well, my health, I'm 76 years old, and things kind of get by.
I got to applaud the fact that you step up and you step into something like that with your skill set, and I'm sure you've been a blessing to the program.
Well, I hope so. But, one thing you have to keep in mind, we have 125 volunteers that help out there. And most of them have the heart to serve.
Okay.
And that's part of our mission.
Wow, that's fantastic. You want to give a shout out to any of the people give you a big
I would like to
there?
say a couple things.
Please do.
When the food pantry actually was initiated, there were some people involved. Phyllis Wyatt was there from the beginning.
Okay.
She was the first president. The treasurer was Ruth Larson, if that name is familiar with people in Lebanon.
Yeah,
Ruth
the Larson name definitely is, yeah.
There was a lady by the name of Linda Dew, who was a secretary, and Dick Miller, who was vice president. That was the original executive board. The only one that I'm familiar with is, of course, Mrs. Wyatt, who's now in a nursing facility and has been for a number of years. In 1905, they elected a new president there by the name of Jean Christie.
Okay.
And she was president up until 2011. And Jean still comes out and serves at the pantry. She's 94 years old.
Wow.
So she's been a very dedicated volunteer over the years.
Yeah.
And a lot of my volunteers are women.
Yeah.
So as far as management is concerned, I've had to adjust my management skills a little bit.
Yeah.
more than what I had in the past.
Yeah.
But it's been a great. Most of the people are very amenable, and I have a lot of retired school teachers.
Wow.
A lot of that come in and volunteer.
Yeah.
We do have a situation where if some of the seniors or even the high school kids, they need their 40 hours community service, we will do that for them. Okay. So we're an agency that they can get their hours in.
Let me ask you this. If somebody wants to get a hold of you for that purpose, is there a number they can contact you at?
Yeah, they need to call the Pantry.
Okay.
It's in the phone book.
Okay.
It's a local number.
Okay.
Or they can stop by any time, and they have my card there.
And once again, the hours of operation for the food pantry?
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to noon, and on Wednesday evening from 6 to 8.
Wow. Tom, thanks a lot. I appreciate
you're welcome, Tom.
me being able to meet you,
Yeah.
and our viewers being able to hear what you do. And
Okay.
Once again, thanks for your heart.
I appreciate the opportunity to
I
come
think
in.
most people want to go fishing, golfing, and there you are still serving. And along with all those wonderful women out there, gals, thank you. And all the teachers, thank you so much. And the difference you make to all those families, thank you. God bless you. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, we'll be back after this to talk about the Warrior 5K.
Break your fast food habit at Kelly's Meats and Deli at 1001 West Main Street in Lebanon. Stop in for a quick lunch featuring made-to-order sandwiches, tasty sides, and mouth-watering daily specials. For dinner, Kelly's offers fresh-cut steaks, chops, and seafood, plus a variety of prepared dishes that only need to be reheated. You'll also find a large selection of high-quality wine and beer that can make any meal a special event. Kelly's Meats and Deli, open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, now open for dinner Saturdays 6 to 9 p.m. And remember, we cater too.
Your hometown source, the Lebanon Channel, is now on YouTube.
I know how fortunate I am.
Just search City of Lebanon, Ohio to connect with everything that's happening right here.
And that's going to be an exciting part about this walking tour.
Subscribe to receive exclusive local content available only on the Lebanon Channel.
Wow, Neil Armstrong's coming to my launch. I was so excited about that.
That's the City of Lebanon, Ohio, now on YouTube.
That's what makes this Lebanon, Ohio a great place to live.
Yeah. An auto accident is a terrible thing to encounter. Oftentimes people look to getting their car taken care of, but they forget to take care of their body. At Lebanon Chiropractic and Fitness, that's what we do. We take care of your body with chiropractic adjustments, therapeutic massage, and therapeutic exercise. So if you've been involved in a vehicular collision, call our office at 933-9799 so we can take care of the body that counts.
Call now to schedule your free initial consultation, 933-9799.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. I'm joined by Jim Norris and Esther Larson, retired teacher and a current member of the Lebanon School Board, and the driving force behind the Lebanon Alumni Association. Welcome back. Esther, we've talked before. Jim, this is my first time meeting you. Always good to have some company on the couch, right?
Absolutely. Well, and Jim was also instrumental in getting the Alumni Association started.
Fantastic.
He's a retired teacher also.
Okay, so you guys share some good history.
We do.
We do.
We do.
Now,
history.
How long have you been associated with the Lebanon City Schools?
Oh, gosh. I started teaching in 1972. I taught for 35 years for Lebanon.
And Jim, how about you?
37 years.
Okay. This isn't a competition, but...
Well, I had 5 years in Baltimore, Maryland, so I still have the 37.
All right, so it's a tie. That's a good place to end up. Now, when did the idea of the Alumni Association first come up?
I think it was in 2013,
Yeah.
and four of us, Jim and his wife Donna and Mike Keene and I, sat outside at a McDonald's and sort of worked on the plan of what we wanted to do for kids.
Wow, that's nice. So all along it was a charitable idea of.
Definitely.
And it wasn't so much about, man, we got to get together with old friends and bring all
well,
people
that was
together.
part of it.
Yeah.
And that, we do want to emphasize that part on getting past classmates and those from other years together. But our main emphasis is just the scholarships.
Okay.
Over the years, we've given over $20,000 back to children.
Wow. That's got to be rewarding.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, is that's the main thing, or are there other things that the association does as well?
Well, our fundraisers is our class reunion, which was last weekend.
2 weekends.
Okay.
Okay. And then we have our 5K coming up.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Any crazy stories? Do you have to be quiet about that? I mean, class reunions come together, and oh my goodness.
No, they've been very, very positive.
Very well behaved, and okay.
Very positive.
Okay. I know they base a lot of comedy movies on those things, so I figured.
Oh, I hope not. Not ours.
So you haven't seen the videos yet. We'll show you later. Yeah.
Great.
I'm joking. We're here actually to talk about the Warrior 5K.
Yes.
When is it?
November 2nd, Saturday, November 2nd. And we've partnered with Irons Fruit Farm.
Nice.
This is our 3rd year out there, and they make a path through their orchard and among the trees and through the fields and circle back to the barn.
Wow.
And to the donuts and hot cider.
Yeah. Wow, that's fantastic. Now, how long has this been going on?
3 years at Irons, and prior to that, we had our 5K here in town and ended up at the track at the junior high.
Okay, so it started there and ended at the track. Now it just stays there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, which is probably logistically a lot safer.
Well, when we were in town, we had to cross the road twice, and now we're out in the fields, and plus relaxing.
Oh, I bet. So how many people did you get last year?
We typically have around 100 runners. We like to get more.
Okay.
That's what it's all about.
And of course, with Irons being out there, I imagine they provide some other wonderful things for people as well.
Well, if you go in their shop afterwards or before,
it's right there. Sure.
Delicious. Of course, the apples, apple cider, and apple pie. So lots of choices.
What a great time of year. Yeah.
It's been beautiful. We've been lucky with our weather.
So do you have the equipment to actually time the race?
Yes, it is timed.
Is it becoming one of those events where people?
It is chip timed.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
People want to know their time.
Yeah.
My son being one of the runners, he definitely wants to know his time.
I know Chad's probably out in front.
Well, he's running with his daughter now, so they run together.
Yeah, he's a pretty competitive guy. Now, is it open to walkers too?
Absolutely.
And how do they do that? I imagine they probably let the runners go first.
Correct.
So they're not being stumbled up.
They get them started off.
Okay.
And then the walkers can go right behind them. It is not a good course for strollers.
Okay.
The ground's a little rough for that.
But they clear it of the apples, so you don't have to worry about tripping over an apple?
No.
No guarantees.
Now, it's just after Halloween.
Yes.
And I just said something. I said walkers, and this whole zombie apocalypse thing is really big. So do people get dressed up in costumes? I might have just opened up a whole new thing. You could have a costume
contest.
Yeah, because people love to drag out Halloween.
They do, yeah.
And to be able to make that part of the event.
And that's fine too. That'd be great.
That could be another part of the fundraising. I just gave you another great idea. Yeah.
Maybe so.
So how do you register for the race?
They can register online. Our website is laaoh.org, and it's $25 to register. If they wait till the day of the race, it's $35. Then we also have a kids race that's a quarter mile, and it's inside the field. The parents can see their children the whole time.
Wow.
We get a lot of small children that run that.
Okay.
And all the children get a ribbon when they're finished.
Nice.
The other ones, we break them down by age group for the 5K. Every group of 10, so 12 and under is one, and then it goes up by the 10 years.
Yeah.
And then we give first place and second place, male and female in each age group.
Okay. Now, $25. What else are they? Are they getting a T-shirt? Or?
Yes, they get the T-shirt.
Yeah.
And at the end of the race, there's apples and the donuts and hot cider.
Fantastic. And is it the same fee for the little kids rather than the smaller?
No, it's $10 for them
Okay.
and $12 the day of the race.
Okay.
But they also get a shirt.
You know, it's amazing how popular running is.
It really is.
You know, they have running coaches and they have all these different things. And the cross-country team this year, I think, had a record number of kids participating. So does the cross-country team, did you try to talk with like Coach
A lot
Ellis?
of them came last week,
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
It is also the same day as the state finals.
Oh, okay.
So some of the, and I hope there's a lot of them
Yeah.
that are still involved with that, and they can't participate if they're still involved with school sports.
That's amazing that you're on top of that and know that date. Is that because of your son, or are you just
No,
kind of attached
it's just
to...
in organizing the race.
Okay.
We want to find out all the particulars on what's out there.
But and could I throw the in that when you said what do you get 25 and so forth,
Yeah.
then it's a fundraiser.
Yeah.
And that's what we're really trying to do. And both events.
Yeah.
Every cent we can goes to the scholarship fund.
Yeah.
And these are two events that we have found that are somewhat popular with people. And but we should all realize what we're trying to do here. We're
So
trying to raise money for that scholarship fund. Period.
You're giving away $20,000 a year?
No.
No, that over the last few years since we've started.
How much per year?
Last year we
typically-
gave 3 scholarships of $2,500 each.
Okay, fantastic. Did you follow up with the kids that you're helping as far as their careers, and is that part of the legacy and the story? Because that's got to be rewarding to be able to look at, man, this guy's an engineer, this gal's a doctor.
There's some of them
now.
that we hear
Yeah.
from that they get back to us.
That'd be kind of neat to do a follow-up, so we can personalize it, Jim. And you're right, that's a really valid point as far as giving and what you guys are doing.
That's why I'm involved.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting together with folks is very rewarding.
Yeah,
but I wanted to do something that produced some good here, in the schools, the town.
Now, last year we had 100 participants. Is there any way
around
to
that.
predict what you're going to have this year? Or
No.
do they come back and run?
Some of them do. We get a lot of repeats.
Okay.
Yeah.
It depends on the weekend and what everyone has going on. And we just have to wait and see who signs up.
And how do you determine who gets a scholarship? What's the way of choosing?
There's criteria.
Okay.
There's a rubric that we use.
Okay.
And there's a committee that reads over their applications to see who was the.
And typically, how many applicants do you get?
It varies. I think this past year we had 10.
Possibly.
10.
Okay.
We'd like to get more.
Yeah.
Sure.
And eventually we'd like to give more scholarships too.
That's
It's
outstanding.
all for the kids.
And on that point also, it's not just academic ranking. We have, from the outset, we wanted to be impressed by their involvement in the community.
Yeah.
And so that is very important in the final consideration for who gets a scholarship.
That's awesome.
So it's not just the high grade, but what all do you do?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's amazing to read what they do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Looking at the well-rounded student and how to help them, and look to see are they making an effort to help themselves too.
So are you involved in that process of the interviews as well?
And
Is that
sometimes.
something? Okay.
It depends on the committee.
Okay, because that's got to be kind of rewarding, just meeting these young kids. Every time I meet a young person who really has it together, it encourages me.
Absolutely.
Because we always hear the bad stories on the news and everywhere else, but you never hear about the good kids and the good stories that are out there, and you guys get to impact them and be part of that.
On
so.
senior award nights when we present the scholarship,
Yeah.
excuse me, and meet the applicants, that is rewarding. And
Now when is the senior reward?
it's in the spring,
Okay, okay.
right before graduation.
So how do you join the Lebanon Alumni Association?
If you go to the website, that's the
Okay.
easiest way. We'd be glad to have more members.
Okay.
It's only 25 to join? And then, $10 a year.
Outstanding.
Yes.
So,
Outstanding.
and all the money's for scholarships.
Yeah,
It's all volunteer
How many
organization.
members do you have now?
Probably around 150 names.
Wow. Yeah, that's fantastic.
So
yeah,
we want everybody.
yeah. And do they help out as far as the events?
Some of
The-
them,
the
we tend to
race?
get the same people, like any
Okay.
organization, get
Yeah.
the same people involved.
Yeah.
But we're always open to have more.
So are you looking for more volunteers to assist with the 5K?
Always, yes.
And they can contact
Yes.
you by getting a hold of that number also?
Yes.
Yeah. How many volunteers does it take to do this and make sure someone's not taking a wrong turn in the orchard and running out, coming back with a pumpkin?
Well,
I
we
lost the race, but Mom, look at this pumpkin.
Most of the pumpkins are gone by
Okay.
then. But the students at the high school that are looking for volunteer hours, we had a lot of them last year that came out and were positioned along the trails specifically for what you're saying. First of all, just to encourage the runner, get them going. And then just to say, nope, got to turn this way. We don't want to lose anybody out here in the field or among the trees.
And what's the youngest somebody can be to run this race? Is there a cutoff?
No, not really.
Okay.
I think we've had them like 6 or 7 that go out with their parents and walk the trail or run it.
I like the idea. Is this new as far as the little kids run?
No, we've had a kids race every year.
Okay. And again, how far is that?
A quarter mile.
Okay.
Yes, we've got 5K for the main runners or walkers, and then quarter mile for the kids.
That's got to be fun. Just
and then they can
watching
stay
those
around
kids.
and look at the animals at Irons's and just enjoy the atmosphere of being out in the country.
And just to recap, this is how long have you been doing the race? This is the 7th annual?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic.
7th annual.
And we're looking at November 2nd?
Yes.
And they have to be down, or what time to register if they're not registered online?
They can pick up their shirts or register starting at 8:15.
Okay.
And the race starts at 9:15.
Okay, fantastic. Did I miss anything?
Well, we want to keep thanking Bill Irons.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
For not only for the venue, but
that partnership has been really good.
And if you haven't been down to the fruit farm, I was down there this weekend with my my grandson, and just the free things that they do, the little bucket ride.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
the hay rides.
The hay rides. It's
the
a
corn
great
maze.
family. Everything they do, and they've been around for a long time. So yeah, thanks to the Irons family and what they do. And
absolutely,
what a great tribute as far as allowing their place to be available.
We truly appreciate that.
Yeah.
But he's a Lebanon grad, so.
My student.
Your student? Is he? I imagine he's on the association.
Yes, and a big part of the committee.
Well, fantastic. Well, stay tuned. We'll be back with one of the lucky 111s right after this break.
Great.
Bob Pulte Chevrolet always gives you the best. Best price guaranteed. Best trade-in value. Best selection. Best financing on all new and pre-owned vehicles. See for yourself at bobpulte.com. And you'll love the Pulte price.
Since 1954, Hardee's Interiors has been providing quality furnishings for homes in and around Lebanon, Ohio. Today, you'll still find quality antique and vintage furniture along with new Made in America furniture of all styles. At Hardee's, you can create a mix of furniture and accessories that truly reflects your personality, all made to last a lifetime. Designers are welcome and so are you. Hardee's Interiors at 208.5 Wright Avenue or online at hardeesinteriors.com.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Bob Pulte Chevrolet always gives you the best. Best price guaranteed. Best trade-in value. Best selection. Best financing on all new and pre-owned vehicles. See for yourself at bobpulte.com. and you'll love the Pulte price.
A lucky 111. Well, it happened overnight. A call came into the Humane Society of Warren County that a family wanted to turn in 111 dogs.
Actually, the call came in that we might have about 25 dogs to pick up.
Okay.
We had no clue that there was going to be as many as there were.
Wow, and they were mostly poodles?
Yep,
poodle mixes that
poodle
were
and poodle
that were
mixes.
crowded into a house. Overwhelmingly, the woman who lived there, Joanne Hurley, said, "Sure, we can do that." And then something miraculous happened. The response of our community and also was overwhelming as folks donated their time, their skills, and their money to help give these dogs a second chance at life. Joanne, the last few weeks have been challenging for you, I imagine, but also rewarding.
Absolutely.
Am I right?
It's been a whirlwind.
Now, how many of these little rascals have found homes?
So we've adopted out approximately 40 of them at this time.
Okay.
But we're also having new babies happen at this time too.
So I want to boast on my math skills. So you're looking at 71, right? You got rid of
about
right?
that.
But that's not what you were looking at now, because these guys are multiplying.
That's right. We had several pregnant mamas come in. We've set up a whole maternity ward, and we're currently in the process of having babies at different times right now.
Sounds like an algebra equation.
Yeah, so the lucky 11 is now at the lucky
111
123.
minus 40 equals this, but you end up with 123.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 123 in total, and we're expecting probably about 25 more pups.
Yeah. Are the puppies easier to find homes for?
I mean, they've been relatively easy. We've had so many people step forth and, want to give these guys a good home.
Okay.
So we probably have more people than poodles, actually, that are willing to step forward.
Now, let's back up to when you first got these dogs. What happened?
So we just got a call to assist on transport from someone who needed some help and was a little overwhelmed with dogs. We originally thought that there was going to be 25 to 30 of them. And after the first haul, we actually took out 35.
Oh my.
And we knew by the sound of the house that, there was many more to go.
Yeah.
And so that day we actually took 111 out. Yep.
That's got to be one for the record books.
It actually is. It's one of the biggest cases that we've seen there at Warren County.
Yeah.
So, and it was, thank God most of them were in really good health.
Yeah.
They were a grooming nightmare.
Okay.
So it took a lot. I mean, we had so many people in the community donate time, money, resources, anything that they could possibly donate to help us out. It's really been amazing.
Some of the kids from the Career Center.
Absolutely.
See some pictures there, and who's?
Yeah, the Warren County Vet Science Program from the Career Center. They got to jump in full throttle. And this is a great thing for them to see, because if they're going to continue in animal welfare, this is what they need to know about. So this was a good way for them to...
So this provided a need for them.
Absolutely.
To be able to have some puppies to work with and work on.
Absolutely.
And what are they doing here?
Right now they're just trying to get them shaved. We couldn't even begin to tell what we were dealing with medically until the shaving was done.
Okay.
Because they were, in such bad shape fur-wise. So they had to be shaved down before we could even get to the medical issues. And thank goodness there weren't a ton of them, but we're just kind of still going as we can.
And now, what was their condition emotionally, as well as health? Were they, because they have 111 dogs
111
packed in?
dogs.
That's got to be, because you get they're territorial.
Well, it actually, it was kind of a strange case, because she did reach out for help.
Yeah.
And I've said all along, we not only want to help the dogs, we want to help her get back to a good place too.
Yeah.
So we've kept in contact with her, and she actually loved each and every one of these dogs. She knew, as we were putting them in the carriers, she knew each name. She could tell us their story.
Yeah.
So she did a good job socializing most of them. Of course, there are a few that we're going to have to work with when you get into the sheer numbers of 111. There's going to be a couple that need a little bit more work.
Now, is she able to come down and see the dogs? And
she doesn't come down, and she's busy kind of getting things straightened up at her house. Like I said, we've gone out there. She will get 2 of the dogs back. This is important to her mental well-being as well, and we want to make sure that she's in a good place and the dogs are fixed and vaccinated, and that she has grooming resources and things like that.
Well, that's so nice that you recognize that. Now, some of the other champions here are the veterinarians.
The veterinarians.
Can we talk about which groups came out?
Absolutely. Dr. Ruth Ann Carr has been at our place just fixing almost every day. Yeah. Dr. Paul Mead, Dr. Rich Coleman, Dr. Jason from Lebanon Small Animal Clinic. They've been down. You know, everybody has brought in equipment.
Wow.
They've secured like free tests for us, you know, where they've called their vendors and said, look, we need some help here. And so they've managed to get some resources secured for us.
Yeah.
And it's truly been a community effort. And one of my favorite sayings is, it takes a village to raise a child. And like I said, this is no different.
Yeah.
I mean, it took a village to help us successfully pull this off. Had our community not been so supportive, I don't know that we could have done this on our own.
That's thousands and thousands of dollars.
It is.
Plus, it's taken away from them working in their businesses.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it truly was.
And they're still kicking in.
They're still kicking in.
Because it ain't done yet.
Yeah. Furry Friends from Franklin, they brought groomers up. I mean, it's just, the list goes on and on.
Now, is the Career Center still involved?
Absolutely, okay. Yeah. We stay very closely connected with them.
Did you have this relationship with them before?
We did.
Okay.
They used to actually rent our education room for their classroom. It just makes sense. It's a perfect place for them to get the types of things that they need to see for animal welfare. But their program is so good and so big that they've kind of outgrown being at our building. So they do have a separate building now, but we still work very closely with each other.
It's kind of nice having all those partners.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because you do some great work down there too.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, so what goes in individually for each dog to get prepared to be adopted?
So the first thing that happened is each dog had to be shaved down.
Okay.
Each dog had to be bathed. So you can imagine that took quite a while in itself. Once we got that going, then each dog has to be vaccinated. If it's a puppy like this one, who's only about 4 months old, they have to have 2 vaccines, 2 weeks apart. They have to get their kennel cough vaccine. They have to be dewormed. They have to, if they're of age, they have to be tested for heartworms. So it's a lot. Wow. I mean, it really is a lot, and it's a huge cost.
And the vets come down to your place. You don't have to take them to their place.
No. So certain things that we can do there at the shelter under medical direction. So Dr. Paul Mead is our medical director, and he advises us on how to proceed. So just like when a EMT comes to pick you up at your house on an ambulance, they are under medical direction. It's the same at a shelter. So there are certain things that we can do there. We can do the vaccinations, but unfortunately we needed a lot of hands to do this. So this is where the Career Center stepped in and helped out a lot, and so that's kind of how it goes.
Now you've gotten a lot of help, and all these places have donated their services, but you've got 123 more dogs. This has to be additional expenses for your facility.
Yeah.
How do you take care of that?
Well, like I said, the community has been very generous in monetary support to help us out in this venture. And I can't thank everybody enough. And not just our community. This has come from all over the United States. People all over have seen us. I got a call from Florida that said, "Hey, I saw what you guys are doing on the on the news and everything." So people all over have been super supportive.
So how does that happen? You have somebody who manages your social media campaign to make people aware?
We do, So Eli is our social media manager, and he kind of takes care of that aspect and gets it out there to the public. The news then picks it up, and then it kind of goes nationwide after that.
So again, this could have been just a big blessing, because now you have donors from other parts of the world that would have never known.
Right. And this is a great way to get awareness out about what we do there. And I think we've talked about it before. A lot of people are under the misconception that their tax dollars support us. And that is not so. We're a 501c3 nonprofit animal organization, and we survive on donations and adoptions. So when we get something like this in, it's much needed.
Wow. So if you're watching and you want to be a contributor to help with the 123,
we're at 123 now.
How do they get a hold of you to help?
Couple
donate?
ways. You can always go on our Facebook. There's PayPal. You can go onto our website, which is
Numbers on the screen.
homelesspets.org. You can call the shelter. You can mail a check in, and we'll take it any way we can get it.
You're not bashful.
Nope,
right?
nope, not shy.
So you got 123 poodles.
Yep, and expecting about 25 to 30 more.
How many other residents at this hotel of yours?
Typically we have about 90 to 150 dogs.
Okay.
That we are already caring for, and typically we have about 200 cats there as well.
Yeah.
So when you add that in on it, needless to say, my staff has been outstanding in this, and they have stepped up and they have really put in the overtime to make sure that this is pulled off correctly.
Okay. And what about the specific procedures for adoption of the
So
dogs?
we the first time that we opened up any adoptions, we did a big adoption event.
Yeah.
So it was a little overwhelming on the dogs. People got there before 5 o'clock in the morning, and they camped out on our sidewalk and everything. And while it was fun, our first priority and our first concern is the animals. So we decided it was a little bit overwhelming. So what we're doing now is each day, and this is according to the animals, if I come on a day when nobody feels like going up, then we won't do it. But each day we're trying to put up about 4 to 6 poodles.
Okay.
And when they get adopted, we'll replace them with 4 to 6 more. It's a little bit easier on the animals, and that's, like I said, our first concern.
So is there like a showing area in your lobby that the dogs are at, and then another area where they're just kind of hanging out on the couches doing what poodles do?
Well, with that many poodles,
yeah,
and they're spread throughout the shelter. So what we do is our adoption floor is a public area. When we put the 4 to 6 out there, people can come in and view them.
Okay.
And then if they want to proceed and visit with one, we will put them in what's called a get acquainted room.
Okay.
We would like for them to spend a lot of time with them. We want to make sure this is going to be a good fit and that these guys aren't going to be passed off, or returned. And these are hoarding dogs, so there's some considerations with that. These dogs, if they get loose, they'll be a flight risk. They're not potty trained. So these are all considerations that we have to take the time to talk to people about and make sure that they're aware of. This is not the perfect poodle. This is a poodle that's fully capable of giving you all the love in the world, but you're going to have to work with them a little bit.
Now, what is this one story?
He's a pup.
Yeah.
He's a youngster. He's about 4 months old.
He's precious.
He's a little bit rowdy.
Yeah. I'm not a poodle fan.
Really?
Okay, my wife's parents had 5 poodles.
Yeah.
And they were very protective when I came in.
They can be.
They didn't like this guy. They didn't know this guy.
Yeah.
So they would bark at me, and but this one's won me over.
Oh, he's adorable, and
Yeah.
he's a little scamp too. He's a little rascal.
How do you, if someone's just fallen in love, and what is his name?
Well, we haven't named him because we just could not keep 123 names
I
straight.
think you just did. Scamp.
Scamp, yeah. Maybe we'll just call him Scamp or Rascal. So this little guy right here, he's actually young enough that he is not anatomically correct for fixing right now. You have to wait till certain things are in place.
Okay.
So he's going to
So if you want him, you can't have him.
You can't have him yet.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
No,
it's like a dangling carrot.
No. Yeah.
So he's got a little bit of time left before he can get fixed and be ready to go out the door. And being a pup, he's one of the ones that have to have the second round of vaccines. So he's got a little bit of time left, but he's super fun and playful. So we just thought we'd give him a little airtime there.
Now, where's the best place, social media-wise, to follow the 100? Are they still called the 111?
Yeah, we're still referring to them as the Lucky 111. Yeah, because that's how they came in. But we're telling everybody the best way to keep informed on what we're doing and what's happening is to stay tuned to our Facebook page. I typically do live videos, and we'll talk about the poodles. We'll talk about, if there's going up for adoption, if we need to hold back a little bit, what we're doing. And we'll also talk about the other pets there that are still looking for homes.
And were you pretty surprised by the community's support here?
It's overwhelming. It's
Yeah.
not surprising.
Yeah.
I have seen
Did it
this
make you
community.
cry?
Absolutely. I have seen this community step forth so many times in smaller situations than this that it has been so heartwarming.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, I so much appreciate you coming up and giving us an update on the story.
I appreciate
Is
you
there
having
anything
me.
else you'd like to say before we leave?
Nope, just come down and see us. Like I
Yeah.
said, not only the Lucky 111, we have a lot of pets there that are waiting on good homes.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate what you do, and that's quite a task you have, and
It
what a fit
is.
for you. Yeah.
Thank you very much for having us.
Well, we'll be back for the community calendar right after this break.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Disaster tips from the objects left behind.
My home wasn't insured, but you can check your insurance policy now to make sure you're covered. Oh.
My savings are lost, but you can put money aside and plan for unexpected disaster costs.
We're lost forever, but you can scan important documents now so they survive.
For more tips on how to prepare, visit ready.gov.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait, why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
You made her college years possible, opening that education savings account when she was little, spearheading campus tours, and deciphering financial aid. If you can ace planning for college, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Now it's time for the community calendar. The trick-or-treat hours for the City of Lebanon are on Thursday, October 31st from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m., rain or shine. Please keep an eye out for our little ghosts and goblins as you travel about the city that evening. On Saturday, November 2nd, the Rangers at Cedar Creek State Park will present the Owl Moon Hike. The evening begins at 7:30 p.m. with the story of Owl Moon and then finishes with a hike to Owls at Cedar Creek until 9 p.m. Might want to bring a flashlight if you have one and dress for the weather. The cost is $2 and registration is required. Call 513-897-1050 to sign up. Discover how seeds are spread across our landscape at Miller Ecological Park on Saturday, November 9th, starting at 10 a.m. Shannon Russell Pennington of Mother Nature's Classroom in the Warren County Parks will explore the park to discover the many seeds spread by nature that become plants the following year. The program is free and open to the public. Just meet in the parking lot at 10 a.m. Well, that's all for this week. We'll be back on November 5th to talk about a new Warren County oral history project being organized by Warren County Gynecological Society. We'll also discuss holiday plans for the City of Lebanon with Linda Nanieber from Main Street, Lebanon, and more. Enjoy your fall. It's beautiful out there. It's a great time to enjoy Lebanon. Get out there and enjoy it. We'll see you in our next show.